I cannot say this enough. I underestimated Biden. I did not think he will win the primary. And then, when he won the Democratic nomination, I thought Trump will ride all over him. And then, when he got elected as the president, thanks to his repeated calls for working with Republicans and finding middle ground, I thought the GOP will make him Obama Part 3. I was wrong, wrong, and wrong. Biden just keeps beating whatever expectations we have had about him. His more than $2 trillion infrastructure bill that will hit the Senate soon is another example of how Biden understands US politics much better than what we all give him credit for. The GOP is still reeling from the political side effects of Biden passing the COVID relief bill, and even before they can catch some breath, Biden has hit them with another bomb that will render GOP's long-standing economic pillar, the trickle-down economic pillar, useless in future elections. And the bill also has the potential to turn Trumpism on its head by asking Trump supporters, why not replace nationalist populism that did not help you for 4 years with economic populism? And it also offers an opening for the GOP to join hands by editing the bill and reducing the price tag. But that offer comes with a catch. Hey, this is Kansis, the only channel that called both the Senate races in Georgia for the Democrats and also forecasted Biden will win exactly 306 electoral votes before the polls closed. So subscribe and keep in touch. Thanks. Biden's infrastructure bill will cost more than $2 trillion, with $621 million for transportation, $650 billion for quality of life that includes affordable housing, water infrastructure, broadband, public schools, and public housing projects as well. $400 billion for taking care of the elderly and disabled, $300 billion for domestic manufacturing, research and development for small businesses as well. So it's got a lot of things going on. The bill has so many things included in it that does not fit in with the traditional definition of infrastructure. Of course, there are roads, bridges, railway lines, airports, and waterways, but there is also money for community colleges, caregivers, money for childcare facilities, small businesses, and clean energy transition. Now that you have all seen some of the distribution, let me appoint you as the top GOP leader for 1 minute. Tell me which one you will be ready to remove to reduce the price tag. Pick something. Pick anything. And tell me what Biden is going to tell the country when you remove those line items from his bill. What will be the liberal giveaway that you want to stop? Funding airports and waterways? No. Helping small businesses? Is that a liberal giveaway you want to stop from going out? Public schools? Is that a great idea? The ideal GOP play will be to get rid of this, the $400 billion marked for caregivers for the elderly and disabled. Now trust me, the GOP will not dare to even talk about this segment, because if they get rid of it, they will be going against a traditional vote base that has held the GOP together for many decades, the above 65 voters and veterans. This is a segment that is strongly Republican with high turnout ratio. Even if Biden chips away 4% of these voters from the GOP to him, forget the midterms, he will coast to his re-election to become the first 82-year-old president of the United States. Biden has several opt-ins built in for the Republicans to join hands, but every single one of them will come at a heavy cost. The bill also packs a powerful list of line items that will get Biden the left-leaning votes from the Democratic Party. It has a ton of money for the transition from fossil fuels to clean energy, to prepare the electric grid, and to supercharge the building of public electric charging infrastructure, without which it will take forever to move to electric vehicles. All line items the left side of the Democratic Senate cannot argue against. So, all of those line items, especially clean energy and caregiving, tells us that Biden is once again trying to make sure that he gets his side of the 50 votes, the Democratic votes, which means he is planning to use the Budget and Reconciliation Act to pass this bill. The fact that the bill plans to spend over 8 years by collecting corporate tax over 15 years is another confirmation that the bill is balanced and it can go through the Budget and Reconciliation Act. It will not increase the deficit and it will not run up the debt. So Republican 2024 presidential hopefuls are not talking about the migrant crisis or immigrant visas and Bible verses because they so badly want to talk about them, but because they really don't have a point to rally against this bill because they don't really see an opening to term this bill as a liberal giveaway. Biden's team must have looked at every possible area that will come under attack from the Republicans, and they have purposely positioned and named them as landmines for the Republicans. And it's littered all over the bill at every turn. And that is why the Republicans are keeping quiet. And the part where only corporate taxes will go up and not income taxes to pay for the bill is not coincidence. It is part of the plan to bind the GOP, and it is working. This is politics 101. If it is not, then tell me why the GOP's response to the 7% planned tax hike is so muted. Why is Fox not doing a wall-to-wall coverage on corporate taxes? Where is the oh my god, this will trigger a recession cry that we always used to hear about whenever Democrats talked about raising the taxes? So the one question I'm struggling to come up with an answer for is, why is Biden moving in so early for a big legislative battle? He could have done this a little later, maybe early next year, but he wants to go big and go early. I cannot come up with a reason for the early onslaught over a spaced out fight. Biden has only one more shot at passing a bill through the Budget and Reconciliation Act before the midterms. So why is he wanting to use it so early? I do not know. So if you have an opinion, please do share it. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please do subscribe.